Hello. Excuse me. Hello, hello. Looks live. Everything's okay. Let's see. This is supposed to be a 2-hour live stream, but I might not go the full 2 hours because I've been doing a lot today and I'm kind of tired. Yeah, it's beginning to be that way every time, huh? Let's see. Do I have anything to show? Let's see. 47 seconds. People should be strolling in any time now. Let me see if we have audio. Audio. There you are. Your laughter is the first one. First one in the house. You get the door prize. Say, right? Yeah, it's a natural tool day. Sundays are natural tool days. Oh, I got some stuff I can practice to show. Yeah. Kai is one. Hello, hello. Yeah, these are my usuals. I usually have these. Okay. Oh, I know what I forget. I know what I forgot. I forgot my little arrowhead piece of leather with little arrowheads drawn on it. I forgot. Okay. And then, set out my natural tools, I guess. I got some slab heat treats that I'm going to try to knap tonight. Yeah, slab heat treats. But they're okay. I don't care. They're not fully knap. Let's see, what can I use for my tools? I don't need much if I'm just going to work little slabs. No, I don't need very much. I can bring this closer. What do we got? We got all my perfect Lakers, just in case. Yeah, the more the merrier. I just don't have my stone pressure flakers made yet. I was going to make some stone pressure flakers out of rhyolite, but I didn't get around to it. I don't know what the problem is. What is the problem? I don't know. Whenever I set out to do something, I always have something else that's got to be done. And then before that can be done, I got to do one thing first. So one thing turns into 100 things to do. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Always. Always the way it goes. So we don't need that really too much. These are reserve items. Let's put those in reserve. This is a main item. Yeah, this is reserve item. This main. I don't have too many main or primary tools. Can you see those? These are my primaries. Those are my backups. Backups in case of hiccups. And a sharpening stone. Piece of sandpaper. Okay, so let's see. Who else? Oh yeah, I gotta put my glasses on. These are just magnifier glasses, but they do help a little bit. My eyes are not that great anymore. Yeah. They're mainly for Flintknapping because I don't wear them all the time. Okay, we got lots in the chat. Dang. Let's see. Your laughter says, where is everybody? I don't know. But now they're showing up. Aaron Estes is here. What's up? Alan Cole is here. Andrew Humphrey, hey. Chris Cox, good evening. Graylin Landry, hi there. Let's see. Feathered Frontiersman, hi there. Stoneface, what's up, everybody? Jeff Baird, greetings from Texas. Mike Mason says howdy. Jeremy says hi, Patrick and everybody. Alan Cole sent 1 Flintknapping gift memberships, 2 Prime Colors. Prime Colors got a gift membership from Alan Cole. Sweetness. Use it wisely. Don't go nowhere else. Stoneface is here. Did I say Stoneface already? Yes, I did. Let's see. Bump in the Night Monsters. Hi, brother. It's been too long since I've caught you live. Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't remember Bump in the Night Monsters username, though. Tom Brown is here. Eric Kitty is here. Meowdy. Chronic Doomscroller. Hey. Let's see. Good evening. Andrew Humphrey says, hot the 7 3/8 blade in the mail. Oh, you got the 7 3/8 blade in the mail. Looks sweet. Great. I'm glad, because that's a very delicate Dacite obsidian item. Yeah, I'm always nervous when those go out in the mail. Those really delicate ones. Mark Orry sent 6/7 for 6/7 jewels. Explore Florida. Hey, Pat. Aaron says, can't find the like button on this format. Oh, well. Don't need it. Don't want it. Ross Wellman says, hey. Yeah, we're in the horizontal format. Yeah, if you can't find a like button, yeah, it doesn't double tap. It doesn't matter. You can look around, and if you see a thumbs up somewhere, that's a like button. If you do this, I think there's a thumbs up button somewhere. No? I don't see no thumbs up button. How about over here on this one? Sometimes there's a thumbs up button somewhere. But since we're in a strange format, an alternate reality, there is none. Lance McElwain is here. Hey, look, Crafty's on the TV. Oh, yes. I'm on the TV, but there's no intro music anymore until I can get another app that'll play the intro music nicely. If I just play it in the background and it goes in through the microphone of the phone, it sounds terrible. Yeah. I can play it. It just sounds terrible. Hit the X. No, if I hit the X, it deletes everything. I can't see the chat. That X is for the chat. Unless you don't want me to chat. Is that a hint? Hit the X so I won't be chatting. Some people say, yeah, do it, because that's what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for you to just hit the X so you never chat anymore. That's it. Yeah, maybe that's what some people wish. You gotta go back to the main page for the likes up button, for the thumbs up button. You'll see the little thumbs up on the main page. Okay. Sweetness. Or I hit, let's see. If I do the chat, yeah, there's no like buttons. But you can do this. Oh, it doesn't matter. You can put it in the chat, yeah. You can just do the like button in the chat, like somebody did right there. Let's see, like right here. Say someone did that right there. All right, let's see. Who else? Charles Rooker is here. Hello, Patrick. Google Pandale spins in the wind. YouTube video, twisted point similar to the one you napped years ago. Yeah, I know. I've seen that YouTube video. Those Pandales don't spin. Well, they spin in the wind, but only because of the fletching, not because of the point. Unsubscribed Inc. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a while. Jeremy says he's saying hit the X or the back button to go back and hit the like. Okay. Dockenstein says, hello, tribe. We're here for school anyway. We don't need no stinking music. Nope, we don't need no stinking music. On the mobile, you just double tap the video. I tried that, but it doesn't do it. It just stops it. All right, so let's see. Ken Winton. If I hit the X, okay, hit the X and then it shows up. Yeah, and it clicked over to the like. So he was right. And then you hit the chat again. There it is. So you hit the X like this. You can see the thumbs up right there. And then you can do that. Yeah. There it is. Ken Winton says, howdy, he made it. Mr. Jim's here. Hello, hello. Okay. I'll be napping some slabs. I know it's not slab night, but I want to nap heat treats. So the only heat treats I've got that are nice are the slab heat treats. I don't know if I'll nap this Coastal Plains though, because it's got defects. I want something nice to nap for a change with the natural tools. And this is kind of just boring color, so I might just go with this. Yeah. It's too good for us, but you know, I'll do it anyway. Why is it too good for us? Well, because it's on video. It's not easy. I say it's easy peasy, but it's really not easy. I can do something that's relatively easy peasy. Little quartzite hammerstone. Little bitty one. I remember when I first started napping on video, no one was using little bitty hammerstones. Except me. Because I like them. I don't care. All right, so what do? This snap's too easy. I want to capture a lot of different colors. That's what I want to do, right? That's what you want me to do also. So I'm going to get rid of this side so I can capture these bands of color in this length here. Yeah. We don't need no stinking colors. Too much of that color. We don't need no stinking too much of that color. Yeah. So those of you who are new, you might ask if I like napping or flint napping with natural tools. Do I like it? No, I don't like it. Do I tolerate it? Yes, I tolerate it. Have I taught people how to nap with natural tools? Oh, yes. Do I like teaching people how to nap with natural tools? No, I don't like it. But some people like it. I do it for the joy on other people's faces. Yeah. Yep. They say, good, because this is what I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn the ancestral skills and stuff. It's so cool. So I'm happy. I'm happy if they're happy. Yeah. So we got the little preform already. That's what's cool about slabs. Well, I shouldn't say preform. We got something similar to a biface. And something similar to a preform. And if I don't mess it up, I'll probably be able to preserve most of this length. Yeah. Yeah, look how sweet that is for a heat treat. Unbelievable. What material is it? And what temperature was it heat treated to? Where did they get it? And how hot was it? And for how long? It's for me to nap and you to find out. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna write on here. I'm not even kidding. It's for me to nap and you to find out. Okay? Let's see. I can't find my black marker, so it's for me to nap. And you to find out. You to big smile. Yes. Sneaky smile. Okay, that's the answer to that question. Well, the series of questions. What material is it? How is it heat treated? And for what temperature? And for how long? And where'd you find it? And can you get it for free? And how much does it cost per pound? Blah, blah. Goodness gracious. These questions just flow like an avalanche rolling down the mountain. It's for me to nap and you to find out. Yeah, that's the answer. Okay, that's the answer. Let's see. So let's see. We got the chats rolling in really fast. Yeah, the chat is rolling like an avalanche coming down the mountain. I was trying to find out what I napped. Yeah, don't try too hard. I got a point made with some Texas rock. I'm sure I've asked what kind of rock it was. Yes. Explore Florida knows. Much pain and suffering, says Alan. Yes, yes, much pain and suffering. I cut my teeth with hammerstones and then I tried copper and I was hooked, says Andrew. Yeah. Many such cases. Charles Rooker said no fetching in the video, wood on the back, same as front. No fletching in the video, wood on the back, same as the front. And it was spinning? How did you record it spinning? And why was there no fletching on it? Do you normally shoot darts with no fletching? Because if you shoot it by hand, if you throw it by hand, you're going to impart a spin on it just because of the friction of your hand. And sometimes the way the atlatl works, you can also cause it to spin just by the flinging with the atlatl. If it bends a whole lot, if the atlatl dart bends excessively, it'll whip around as it leaves. It'll start going like this. And if it's front heavy, it'll whip around and spin by itself. If it's very flexible, you got to take other things into account. And why are you shooting a dart without fletching? That's what I'm wanting to know. Why was the guy shooting? I don't think. If it's the same video I saw, no fletching in the video. Yeah, should ask him if there's no fletching on it. Why was there no fletching? He was specifically trying to make it look like this point was spinning the dart. Unsubscribed Inc. says, thanks, Alan. Okay, let's see. All right, so what else? Is it? Okay. I'm highly skeptical of anyone who attributes any kind of aerodynamics to the projectile point itself. Okay, it's such an insignificant part of the system in terms of aerodynamics that I'm skeptical of any influence at all of the projectile point on the aerodynamics or anything like that. Spin or whatever. Let's see, are we doing anything? Yeah, we're doing something. Are we up here in the words instead of being down there in the words? Let's see. I don't want to miss something in the chat. Yeah, let's see. Wait, there's a like button? Yeah, if you get rid of the chat, the like button shows up. It's the thumbs up button. And then you hit the live chat again and it comes back up. Andrew Humphrey says, I've heard people say that's why there's a bevel. I just say, yeah, sure, they are. Cool. Oh, that reminds me, I did a beveled point today. I did a little Lost Lake earlier today with a bevel finally. Yeah. It's a little bit wonky, but I didn't want to mess with that edge. I just wanted to put the bevel on it. This is made of hornstone, I think, or some kind of Fort Payne. And there, I didn't apply anything to it. It looks so glossy. I think it's hornstone. Anyway, I put the bevel on there on this Lost Lake and made the edge kind of thin. Can you see? The beveling puts a nice scooped out area just under the edge. So this will be available tomorrow. These are actually not too bad to make. The only thing is the notching. And I made the base a little bit too narrow. It's right at the minimum range for the width of the stem. Yeah, I had made this originally too narrow to begin with. But it still turned out like a Lost Lake. Yeah. But I did this one mainly for the beveling so I could practice that. Yeah. So I did that today. Let's see, I don't want to put that in front of me because I don't want anything hitting it. And I did this one today. It's a bandy point that'll be available in the auction. Another bandy. A dandy bandy because this is some of the best Texas chert I've ever napped. I was able to thin this stuff down without much difficulty or pain in the butt. It did get a little crunchy, but for the thinness and the flatness that it is, that's pretty good. I'm glad it didn't do. I'm glad it wasn't worse than that. This is some of the best stuff I've ever napped. I don't even know if it's heat treated. I got this from Drew from Drew's Concrete. Sometimes he's in the chat. But yeah, Drew, thank you very much. This is some of the best stuff I've napped. It looks like what they call peanut butter chert from Texas. The only problem was down here in the notches, there was a little bit of concrete. I thought it wasn't going to be a problem because it was down here. I'd rather have the concrete down here than up there near the tip. So I made sure the concrete was down here, but it interfered with the notching big time. So it took me like an hour to notch it. Oh yeah, and I had to file out and everything. Yep. So that'll be available tomorrow as well. It's not translucent. It's some kind of chert that's not translucent. Texas stuff from Harper, Texas. All right. Yeah, you just told me what it was then. Why don't you just tell us what you're napping? Because it just takes a minute. Come on, this is the problem. I'm not going to tell you because it's for me to nap because I'm napping it. If I'm napping it, I'm not telling you. The reason why I told you the other one because I already napped it. Yeah. It's for me to nap and you to find out. On this one. Yeah. And no, you don't get a prize for guessing it right. Because I don't even know what it is. Yeah. Not for sure anyway. I suppose if I thought hard enough about it, I could figure it out. Or try to remember. I could do a series of, well, it's not this, it's not that. It can't be this, it can't be that. It might be this. There's a possibility of this. You know, rule a bunch of things out, and maybe I can narrow it down. I think I got this from a friend of mine, Ben, as a gift. I've got a lot of different gift slabs. This might be Texas, but I don't know. From Texas. No, I really don't know. And even if I did know, it won't do you any good. You're not going to be able to get this stuff. If this is what I think it is, it's a one-off. You can't get any more of this. If this is what I think it is. This just happens to be a fluke. Where some of this stone was used in a construction project for masonry, of all things. And it was part of a trash heap from a remodel. So you're not going to be able to get this. I think that's where this is from. So don't even worry about it. It's a challenge, rock. I'm going to turn the fan on. This is ridiculous. We have some rain that's supposed to come in today. And, man, it's humid. It hasn't rained yet, but, man, the humidity went way up. But, yeah, I kept my tools inside. I didn't bring them out until the last minute. So they feel nice and dry and crispy. Oh, yes. My natural tools feels nice and crispy. That's important. Yes, yes. They need to be dry. And you don't want to sit them next to the fire for too long if you have a fire, because it'll cook the antler and make it even weaker. You'll have diminishing returns. Let's see. I still haven't hit that sweet spot where the flakes are coming off real nice. They're coming off, but they're not coming off nice. Who have I made angry in the chat? Let's see. Andrew Humphrey says, I only nap Adams County concrete. Mr. Jim says, I don't think it's ever going to rain up here again. It's been raining about once or twice a week here in Vermont for the past month. Yeah. Obsidian. This is gray obsidian? Maybe. Who else is here that I miss? Ken Winton, do you use any moose antler? Not anymore. I used to, but I gave it all away because I don't like it. No. I use whitetail and elk and axis deer exclusively. I do have one caribou. Where's the caribou? And I have some more caribou antler that I'm going to be cutting up and making into tools. So I'll be using whitetail, elk, axis, and reindeer or caribou. No moose. I got rid of all my moose antlers. Except one, I think. I always have an exception. Where is it? It's not in this pile. It's not in this bag. But I do have a moose antler. I don't use it no more though. Why? Because it's too brittle. It breaks. Right when you don't want it to break, it'll break. And then you go, dang it, why did I even spend money on this? Why? They told me it was awesome. The internet told me it was awesome. Yeah, I regretted it. I spent at least $250. That's the minimum because that's how much I bought one side of a moose antler. Instead of both sides would have been $500, but I bought just one half and I cut it up into tools And I even had that big old palm, the moose palm section of the antler. I cut that into tools. The moose palm is the worst part. Dang, that was bad. The tines on the antlers are solid, and the beam coming right off the skull is solid. But everything else went to waste. I shouldn't have spent that much money. I should have just bought a nice moose antler billet, and that's it. I spent so much time trying to figure out how to get the most of out of that moose antler. And I know I bought some other pieces too. I spent over 250, probably over 350 bucks on moose antlers, and I regretted that. Because that white-tailed deer is better. Yeah. Whitetail is better. It's more resilient. You can abuse it like crazy. It comes in different sizes. Sometimes you can get big whitetail antlers. Yeah. If that's what you need, you can get some big heavy ones. As long as you have some of the skull attached, you're doing good. Don't use sheds if at all possible. It's easy to get deer antler that has a skull attached. That's another advantage. It doesn't cost you an arm or leg either. Sometimes people just give it away. They said, yeah, this is like half of my trophy bucks rack, because that part of the rack that I'm giving you wasn't any good. So here it is, it's just trash. But it's got some of the skull attached. So you go, yay. That's what I always wanted. But you don't tell them that. You go, well, dang, I suppose I'll take it. I guess so, you know. Thank you. I guess I'll take it. And, you know, it's good. It's kind of good, yeah. I'll see what I can do with it. Yeah. See if it works. And it works. Oh, yes. So this heat treat is actually not bad. I would rather be napping it with some copper, because I don't want to punish this. See, this is all messed up because it's chewing on the antler. See how fast it gets messed up? And it leads to these weird, very crackly type of flakes because it's not consistent. I got to round it off every 5 minutes. Let's see. I got to stink up the shop with the burned antler smell. Okay. Oh, that smells wonderful. But see, this is, I think, is elk. I think this is elk tine, and the middle is kind of soft. But sometimes the soft part works pretty good. It's just that the chert is going to start chewing on it. Yeah. If I use only the hard part on the outside, like on this tip here, that's why I got it sharpened up like that. So I can use this hard part. But sometimes I can use the soft part. It depends on how it's working on a particular type of stone. Okay, there's no formula. It's just experimentation. Okay, so let's see what else we got. What are we going to do? We're going to keep checking the chat today because I'm not really into this napping stuff. Do the plants get direct sun all day? Wait a second. What's going on in here? Mac Bale says he has good results with caribou antlers and large whitetail antlers, both bought as mounts attached to skull. Sweet. Yes. Let's see, shade cloth. Who's talking about shade cloth? Andrew Humphrey says, I wish I had all the money I spent on Georgetown, thinking that was the best rock I could get. Yeah, same here. Oh, yeah. that cleaned out my savings one year. I spent all my savings on Georgetown. I got maybe 10% of that money back from my sales. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Because I broke, it was very snap and half-ish Georgetown. And up to that time, I had only napped flakes, small flakes of Georgetown. I hadn't made any big points. And I had a customer that wanted big points, and the only stuff I could get that was big was this Georgetown. And they was snap in half. I still have a bunch of that Georgetown left as small flakes. So, I mean, it's not a total loss, but it's still, I got a bad taste in my mouth from it, so to speak. Let's see. Okay. There's some stuff going on in the chat that I don't know what's going on. So we're going to get back to this, and I need something else. Hold on a second. I need to get my Axis gear. Where's my Axis gear? There it is. Yeah, my Axis Deer indirect percussion sticks. I don't want to use that. I'll use the elk as the last resort. Yep. Okay. All right. There you go. So have you guys been studying up on probabilistic versus deterministic? It's important that you know that in Flintknapping. Yep. There's There's not opportunism. That's another thing. There's opportunistic napping and contrived napping. I gotta put that up there too. Opportunistic versus contrived. All that stuff. You gotta know these distinctions if you want to be up to speed on the latest developments on this channel. I have developments, the latest on this channel. I don't know about other channels. I was watching a channel today. Excellent napper, but stuck in the 90s as far as technique and ideas. Yeah. A lot of guys stuck in the 90s. They're excellent nappers, but they're stuck in the 90s as far as information goes. And the guy was young, so I don't know who he's mentoring under to get those ideas. They're still around. What kind of ideas? Don't worry, it's for me to nap and you to find out what kind of ideas. Okay? Yeah. I discuss them sometimes on this channel when I got nothing better to do. See, I don't want to say them because then you go, wait a second, I can't remember. Did you say it was a good thing or not? Is it good or bad? So I'm just going to assume it's good since you talked about it on your channel. I'm going to just assume it's good. So I don't want that to happen at all. Not at all. If I bring it up, someone's going to say, I forgot if you said it was bad or good. Bro, come on. You brought it up. It's your fault. Yeah, it's my fault if I bring it up. There you go. I still got a lot of original surface on the other side. Yeah. I'm still trying to get used to the flaking on this. I switched over to the Axis Deer, but the Axis Deer it's really, really hard, which is good. So, but it's a learning curve trying to go from this softer one to this really hard one. As far as the antler goes, this is Axis Deer. Let me see. I know you guys know what Axis is, but just in case. Besides, I need to find my marker. Where's my black? Dry erase marker. Why do I lose these things? Aha! It's in my other napping kit. Texas deer. Excellent antler, but it's not going to be very big. Okay, it's excellent and very dense, but it doesn't get much thicker than this. Okay, but it's excellent for pressure flakers and stuff like that. Smaller billets, pressure flakers, etc., etc. You can even cut this up and make arrowheads out of it. Oh yes, it's solid. You can just split these in half, and make arrowheads. It's thick enough and everything. The arrowhead antlers are, antler is heavier than bone. If you want to make arrowheads out of antler, just remember it's heavier than bone, so it's going to be better as far as the weight goes. Okay, and they absorb shock better. And they were used in the past by ancestors. So that's an ancestral skill, is to make arrowheads out of antler. You didn't know that? Now you know. Making arrowheads out of antler is an ancestral skill. Oh yes. And no one's going to make fun of you if you don't wear buckskins and only use stone tools. I mean, if you don't use stone tools and you don't wear buckskins, they're not going to make fun of you when you're using modern tools to make antler arrowheads. That's the beauty of it. Or they won't say that you're just an amateur. They don't care. But they only care when it comes to flint knapping with flint or obsidian, chert, something like that. Then they want you to wear buckskins and use only natural tools. Yeah. Something weird about the whole thing. I've been trying to figure it out for years. I just chalk it up to the antler people. Yeah, they did it. Okay. Oh, that went rather nicely. I think I know what to do now. Yeah. I gotta really place the antler high up on the edge to get these flakes to go. It's very slippery. So, I mean, it slides a little bit and then removes the flake. So you got to compensate for the slipperiness. Of course, you'll never get any of this stuff, so it doesn't matter. You just need to adjust to what your stone is doing. Yeah. Oh, come on, it was good. You made me back off a little bit and doesn't do the long flakes. See that? I have to back off a little bit because it's not doing anything. You know, if it's too much inward force, back off on the inward force. See, if it's sometimes when there's too much inward force, it just smashes the edge a little bit. Doesn't do anything. That's better than scooping it out too much, but it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. What's it supposed to do? It's supposed to be perfect. Yeah. Supposed to be perfect. No defects. Right? There's no defects in that? No, that was my fault. I'm napping stuff that's too good for us. That's my fault. That's just a weird crack right there too, though. There might have been an incipient. Might have been. But I think I hit it too hard. But that's just a weird crack. See that? It's got the little void in there. Yeah, I hit it too hard. So we move on. That's why it's too good for us. Okay. Because, you know, we're going to make mistakes and stuff. That's part of the game. This one looks like it's going to be inconsistent. It should be a heat treat. Yeah, it looks glossy there, but on the lower part down here, it looks nasty. Oh, that nap's good. It's just this part here doesn't. This nap's really good. I should have backed off a little bit. I thought it was going to be the same as this over here, this nasty stuff. But no, look at that. Whew. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to keep this side and we're going to get rid of this side. Yeah, look at that. Get rid of as much of that as possible. Come on. All right, we're starting to get through it. Okay. Yeah, it's snapping really easy once you get to the dark stuff. All right, so are we going to be careful with this one or reckless again? Oh, we're going to be reckless again. It's no fun to be super duper careful and slow. It's not fun at all. It's boring. Yeah. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Yeah, we got through most of it. Get rid of the square edge. Come on. There's still some residual nasty. That was good. Yeah, I got to get rid of as much of this side as possible. Okay, so we're going to try and make something out of that. Okay, all right. Ooh, nice turtle back there. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. The problem with slabs is they're always too thin in the middle. Let's see if we can get rid of that turtle back on the tip. Should have thought of that earlier. Well, you never know. It could be nice and easy to get rid of it. It could be very easy. Might not take much at all to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop. Yeah. Come on. No, it's not going to do it. Come on. You did it on the other side. See, you did it on that side. Oh, come on. It's a problem. It's not going to do it. Yeah. It doesn't want to be full length. No. Oh no, let's see. Oh, it's going to be stubborn about the whole thing. Okay, I can see. I can see. I can see how this is going to go. So did I do it? Almost. Do we have a hard spot right there or what? It's just eating the hammerstone for lunch. There it goes. So you don't have to worry about the copper being eaten like that by delicate flint. This is a heat treat. It shouldn't be that hard on the hammerstone. But like I said, you never know. Okay, looks cruddy, yes. It takes time for it to start looking good. No, that's not supposed to do that. Wonderful. It's supposed to do stuff like that where it's nice and smooth. Yeah, like that. Not like, it's not supposed to scoop it. It's going to make me do work. That fan is getting some good use because this thing's making me... It's making me all sweaty. It doesn't want to do it. You can just imagine when it starts to get thin, what it's going to act like. Yeah. Okay, I can see. Yep, I see where this is going. But I can't let off the gas. I got to keep pursuing the issue. Okay. There it is. It does act like flint, but it takes a while. Come on. Like that, yes. Okay, so we got something that we can use. Slightly translucent in some areas. I don't know. This doesn't look like it's going to be all that much fun. How much time have I got? I've already spent an hour. Let's see. I might just get rid of all that junk with copper because this is ridiculous. I don't have time for this. I see what you're trying to do there, even with the copper. Yeah, it's chewing on the antler, but we're going to try it again. I got rid of the major problems. This might be a little too tough for the antler. Oops, I'm using the wrong mallet. Why did you tell me I was using the wrong mallet? Yeah, see, if I was using the correct mallet, I could get more of those. Yeah, see, I don't use it. The plastic, you lose a little bit of energy with the plastic, but it's okay if it's a solid metal. But if you're using something that's like antler down here, and then this this plastic that yields a little bit, you lose energy. So antler on antler is best, and you can get those kind of flakes. Yeah. Yeah, like that, see? Okay, now we're doing a little bit better. Yep, doing a little bit better. Now that we got some nice contours on this, the flakes they're a little bit happier. Yeah, there's a little bit of happiness there. Okay, so let's see. What are we gonna make besides a mess? Just go with the flow. Go with the flow on this one. Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. The hard part is coming up. I just did the easy part. Okay. Just in case someone asks. All right, so we got our little biface. Brennan, go forth. Hey, long time no see. Let's see. Chris Lithic, Brennan. Okay, so Brennan's been busy, damaged his hands, napping pretty bad. Dang. Had to slow down, but been lurking lots. Sweet. Someone put it. Alan, you put a Discord link. Let's see. That's fine. I'll click on it later. So the Discord, some of you guys use it to cord and trade stone. What does that mean? I know it's trade stone means, but to cord. I use it to cord. I don't know what that means. Coordinate? Okay, so there's got some videos in the Discord. Okay, so what else? Can't see Chris Lily's comment. All right, there we go. Don't forget to pick up some Jack Crafty merch. I got Jack Crafty merch, yep. Sorry, there's not much variety. I didn't want to spend all day making different slogans. Let's see. Coordinate some people link together and does nap sessions there. Oops, come on. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pressure flake this now. Not that anybody's watching, really. But yeah, we'll do some pressure flaking on this. So we've got like, yeah, we can use about 80% of this. I'm gonna start thinking about some symmetry here and edge quality, because the stage coming up requires the edges to be highly persnicketarized. Yep, that's the Flintknapping term. Persnicketarized. I gotta check this, the sound to see if the fan is interfering with it. I gotta check this, the sound to see if the fan is interfering with it. No, I don't see the. I don't see that the fan. I don't hear the fan messing with the audio. Hayden says, "What is the best advice you would give from all your years of napping to someone that is brand new?" The best advice possible is go to a nap-in. Go to a nap-in. Let's see, where did I go? Well, I'll just say it, right? I should write it down on there, but go to a nap-in or watch my videos. That's the number one. Number two, I've got it in my beginner series. In my introduction to my beginner series, there's like a spiel. It says you need to nap 400 pounds of stone with an average of 8 hours of work per week. Just so you can get used to breaking stones. They can be little stones, they can be big stones. You got to go through 400 pounds of it. Just breaking it so you understand how to break the stone. And that'll get you a long ways. Now, if you don't want to go to a nap-in, you watch my videos. There's too much to tell you in 30 seconds. That's why I made over 2,000 videos. But it's a good question, right, Hayden? Because lots of people ask that question. But number one, go to a nap-in. Number two, nap 400 pounds of stone with 8 hours of work a week minimum. So it's part-time, you don't have to spend all day, every day. I don't know how long it'll take you to get through that stone, 8 hours a week, but do that. You're not going to be able to nap something really nice at first. Like, you can't just take a 2-week napping course and nap something like this for a knife handle or whatever. No, it's more like 2 years, not 2 weeks. You got to spend at least 2 years practicing to get anything that looks good, on average. Most guys that are on YouTube and on the internet, they're allergic to people. So if you don't want to go to a nap-in, you just tell me down there. I understand. And then we'll see where you're at, as far as how new you are and all that. And then I can give you some further advice. And if you don't know where the nap-ins are, I got the most extensive list on the internet. I just don't post it because I just get yawns every time I post something. It's like 2 or 3, 4 people like it, and that's it. Yeah, Mike Mason's doing the calculations. Allergic to people, yeah. There's some people that start coughing, sneezing, wheezing, and getting all sick headaches and back pain when they're around people. Yeah, I've seen it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I understand. I understand the struggle. Oops. And especially if they're expected to engage in conversation, such as, "Hey, what's your name? Where are you from?" And they start going, "Oh man, this is more than I can handle." I understand. Not making fun of you, because one of my sons is like that. Okay? I think he'd rather chew on razor blades than be hanging around people. Yeah. Okay? All right. Well, he was like that. He's not like that anymore. Not too much, anyway. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Fidel says, "Good content. Thank you, thank you." Hayden says, "I've considered trying to go to one in the Mena, Arkansas. In Mena, Arkansas. I'm unsure if I can get the work off for 3 days." Oh, yeah. You work 7 days a week? Dang. Hey, Jeff Jidd is here. How's it going? Your laughter says, I'd love to go to a Knapping, but I don't exactly have a lot of free time to travel. It depends on where it is, though. And it also depends on how much money you have, right? If you don't have much money at all, then yeah, I can see how the finances get in the way of going to Knappings. But if you have the finances, just find a way to get the time off. It'll be worth it. Yeah. It won't be worth it if you go to a Knapping and you can't do car repairs because of it and you get stranded and you're just suffering. Yeah, don't go to a Knapping if your car is not up to speed, so to speak. As an example. I've been in that boat. Let me see. This side's going to give me trouble. Yeah. And it takes time to get these things whittled down when I'm using natural tools. So I might just finish it off with copper or something. And yeah, I got a bunch of step fracturings there, but I still got a lot of thinning to go. I'm not too worried about that yet. If it was already thin and I get those step fracturings, I would worry, but I'm not worried because I still got some meat in there that I can use to move that, do some damage control. Let's see if I can get this to work. Maybe. Nah, it's not gonna do it. Nope. It's not gonna do it. See, I can do this all day with antler and then break a bunch of it and finally get an arrowhead, but it's not a good thing to do on video. It doesn't help anybody if I break like 6 pieces of whatever before I get a nice arrowhead made. But that's the way it goes with natural materials. You break a lot. And the same thing happened back in the day. You know, you can't imagine, maybe you do imagine that they would get it right the first time, but no. Come on, I know you can do it. There it is. Some of those areas are very stubborn. Yes. I can see how that's super stubborn. Yeah. This, I think it is a heat treat, but it's very inconsistent. Even for a heat treat, that's unusual. It's still got original surface right there. Easy to remove with copper, but not so much with natural tools. I think I can pressure flake a lot of this. If I leave it thick, it makes it easier. It's just not easy to notch it when it's thick. And the guy who said it was good content, he might not like it when I start using copper. Yeah. Perfectly understandable. I just use it when I get into a problem because I don't want to be here all day. You need to go watch that 3-hour live stream with the natural tools, right? I have a last night, or was it? It was not last night. When was that last 3-hour live stream? A couple nights ago? I don't even remember now, but it was. I don't even remember if it was natural tools or not. Yeah, you can tell someone didn't review his own videos. No, I did not review them. The last 3 videos, I didn't even review them. I need to review them and post little shorts from those videos. So yeah, this just takes a while for me to get down to a nice looking preform. Lots of maintenance on the tools because the flint and chert start chewing on the antler. Come on. So I'm thinning it down little by little with the pressure flaker. Lots of chat going on. I see the chat going by pretty fast. I might miss your question because I'm focusing on trying to thin this down. And besides, this is the hardest part of all of Flintknapping. It's trying to thin it down thinner than it already is. Thin down a thin piece. That's the hardest thing in all of Flintknapping. Yeah, there's a lot of chewing going on there. Oh, did I overshoot that? Hopefully not. Oh, a little bit. But I got the rest of the surface off. The original surface, there's only a little bit left, like right there. And that overshot just a little bit, so luckily they didn't ruin it. Yeah, took off a little bit. Yay. You sacrifice a little bit for the thinness. In the name of thinness, you sacrifice some of the edge. We still have a lump there, though. That's a problem because now it's too thin. That overshot not only took too much off the edge, but it took too much off the surface. Okay. Let me see. Let's see if this works. Is it gonna work? A little bit. And step fracture. Come on, focus. I know you can do it. Little step fracture right there. Yeah. always. Did I get it? I think I got it. Yeah. Sweet. Oh, there's another overshot. Dang it. But we're getting thin, right? Well, the ratio gets messed up when you take too much off the edge. The width to thickness ratio. So even though we got rid of the lumps, that overshot messes everything up. Unless we want a real narrow, thin point. I did not want it. No. Stupid. Stupid arrowhead. It was going so good too. Yeah. Yeah, it's technology. You didn't know? That's technology right there. It's not all asymmetrical and messed up. No, that's technology. Yeah. That's what technology looks like. Yeah, in La La Land. Okay. The edge is not good for nothing because it's too steep. It's almost like a square edge. It's too steep. I got to get rid of that whole thing, or nap it down a little bit at least. So that reduces the width even more when you have to fix that. Come on. So why did I need to thin that down? Because it's so much sharper, or easier to sharpen anyway, when it's thin. And it works better. That's why they got them thin. It just works better when these things are thinner. They cut better. Otherwise, I just leave it really thick. But it doesn't work all that great. And also, if I want to sell it, it doesn't sell for that much if I leave it all nice and thick. But a lot of the artifacts are thick, so they did leave it thick sometimes back in the day. But you know how that goes. Thick points are only beautiful when they're real. If a modern napper makes a thick point, it looks like the ugliest thing in the world. Prove me wrong on that one. Yeah. So it's an hour and 24 minutes. To finish this one out, probably will take me another hour. Because I'll have to be very, very slow. Why slow? Because the edge, from this point on, is going to be all pressure flaking. And the edge needs to be well maintained for proper pressure flaking. So that means I got to mess with the edge a lot. I've also got to mess with this tool a lot. Why do some people not have this issue? Well, this is a tough stone in some areas. This particular stone is tough in this area, but nice up in here. I don't have to worry too much about taking too long to nap this up here, but to nap the tough stuff down here, you know, I had to hit really, really hard to get those flakes to come off, and I ended up overshooting. That's part of the issue. You know, you have to try to compensate for the toughness of the stone, and when you do that, you make mistakes sometimes. So in order to not make mistakes, or at least reduce your chances of making mistakes, you take longer and be more careful. It helps to reduce the chance of mistakes. But it makes for a very long, tedious, boring video, I think. And it's mainly because everybody knows that it's going to take time to get it thinner. It's going to take a lot of time. And a lot of careful, patient work. I don't use these tools every day, so there's a little bit of a learning curve. Come on. Yeah. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to try that one. I don't think it'll work, but I'm going to try it. Yeah, see, every time I start napping, it messes up the focus. Okay, so this is working. It's elk antler, but the outside shell of the elk is pretty tough. Looks like it is working on the tip anyway. Okay. Okay, so it resembles a Salisaw type point, which was the easiest form I could think of to get that thin down right there. I just need to sharpen it now. I'm going to use the copper pressure flaker on the edges. What time is it? 1:43. I've been on for an hour and 43 minutes. Okay, so that's it. Yeah. It's still a little bit too thick for the haft, but it's all right. I'll just need to, run some more thinning flakes, but I don't feel like doing it right now. I could continue a little bit up into the notch. It would thin it down a little bit more. I did use copper on the edges to sharpen it, but most of it was done with the antler pressure flaker. Yeah. I used this foreshaft as a template for how thick it needs to be. It's still a little bit too thick to sit down in the notch properly. Yeah, but being kind of tough stone, I don't want to mess with it. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's too thick for either one of these. You need to thin it down right there. I could probably do it with a little bit more thinning I can notch it further up, but I don't want to mess with it. It could snap right across the neck. But yeah, I can make that central notch deeper, and it would thin it down enough probably to fit. And it looks like a Salisaw point. I don't know if you guys know about that one. Or it's very similar to a lot point. LOTT also. Anyways. Little bit thick. Okay. Oh, excuse me. That's it. I'm going to call it good. Yeah. Let's see if we can find Salisaw in the book. So we can see some real examples to see how big they are. Yeah. Salisaw is South Central. Okay. Right there. Salisaw, Oklahoma, Texas. So mine is bigger than the real ones. These are actual size. Okay, so these are actual size Salisaw points. Mine's bigger. As usual, right? I always make mine bigger, except for the base. This matches pretty close. But my blade is longer. I suppose if I dig those notches in more, I could thin it down some more. And it'll fit. Yeah. So Spiral Mounds has some of those Salisaw. It's serrated usually. Barbed. Okay, so I got little bitty. I don't have pronounced serrations. They're just little bitty. Anyway. This could be resharpened, but who knows? Could be. But the real arrowheads are not very big. Okay. The actual ones, they're not very big. In most cases. They're like that size. These are actual size points, so mine's bigger than those. See that? Bigger than most. I end up, with bigger points by habit because they sell better than the little bitty ones. Yeah. I found that out pretty fast. Is it translucent? Maybe it is. A little bit. So if I constricted it some more, like if I took some more flakes off this way on both sides and squeeze those notches in a little closer, I could thin this down more and it would fit in the arrow foreshafts. I have 2 arrow foreshafts I use for templates to see if it's thin enough. It's almost thin enough to fit down in there. Almost. But yeah, if I run some more flakes inward from the sides, I think I could thin it down. But I'm not going to do it. Nope. Okay. I like it when the notches are not stalled. Yeah. Okay. Good enough. So I'm going to check the chat and then say goodnight. What do we got? Yeah, it's a little spots. And then let's see. Good night. It will kill, says Jeremy. Oh, yes. Anyone going to the Mena, Arkansas Knapping? No, I know there's people going to be there for sure. I don't know about the ones in the chat, but yeah, just going to be lots of people out there at that Knapping. Maybe not from this chat, but in general. So you guys like the point. Thank you very much. Yeah, Salisaw. Is Marty here? I didn't see. Is that it? Hey, Charles says, hello, Mr. Blank and the room. You made it just at the end of the live stream. Christian Schultz says, had me a little worried at first, but ended up awesome. You were worried? Well, yeah, there was some overshots, so I had to make it pretty narrow. And I had to stop thinning it because it was kind of hard to run flakes across. So it's a little bit thick, and it didn't quite fit into the arrow foreshaft, but it was close. Ross Wellman, are you going to the Coshocton Knapping? No, I'm going to Letchworth in August, though. I mean, end of this month. I'm not going to the Coshocton. I don't have enough funds. I'm going to be spending all my money down in Texas. Yeah, I'm going to buy a bunch of Texas rock. So I got to save up. I'm curious to see how much this weighs. So let's see. About 65 grains. It keeps moving because my hand is not steady. About 65 grains. And let's see. Where is it? I know I got the tape measure. Oh, somewhere is up in here. 2 1/4, and it's bigger than the originals. Okay, so it's a little bit on the large side of things. I think I got all the original surface off of there. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So this design on the stem is pretty good for tough stone, looks like. I could have also done a perdice, just a single contracting stem, but it wouldn't look as cool, I don't think. I already did a perdice the other day also. Gulf Coast Knapping says, what's up? Well, I just did this mostly with natural tools, but I had some copper assist. Jake is in the house. How's it going? What about all the Texas rock in the basement? Those are all flakes, Alan. I got a bunch of flakes in the basement. Yeah. And rock too. No, but I don't have that much that's, whole pieces. I need to get some whole pieces of rock. I got like flakes. Lots of flakes. But they're not good flakes. They're all curved. I've been selling the flat, straight ones. I hardly have any flat, straight ones left. They're all curved and clunky. Okay, is that it? That's it. No, Alan, I still got a bunch of your obsidian chunks. Yeah, I still have lots of those actually. I just haven't been knapping obsidian lately. So yeah, don't worry about that. I do have obsidian from you and from others. Mostly from you. I've got like 2 buckets of stuff from you, Alan. So yeah, you've been very generous. Um, but I need some big old Texas rocks, and I have a couple guys that I'm going to meet up with that know where to get it. Yep. Why do I want big old Texas rocks? Well, for a few good pieces, I do want to make a few large pieces. I need a keeper case. I'll be making some stuff for myself and stuff to sell, of course. But I want to start making some stuff for a keeper case so I can show off that I can actually do big points. Yeah. Yep, every night, 9:30, unless I cancel. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is the auction, right? Today's Sunday. Tomorrow's the auction, so I'm also going to do a live stream after the auction. Auction ends at 9 p.m. Eastern. It starts between 6 and 7 p.m. Eastern, depending on if I'm late or not. It's supposed to be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern, but you never know. Sometimes I run late because I want to finish something. All right, so we'll see you then. See you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.